You're watching Newsday TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Bufa. Congressman George Santos is not seeking re-election. Now, this comes after the House of Ethics Committee says it found substantial evidence that Santos engaged in unlawful conduct. The 55-page report says Santos sought to fraudulently exploit his House candidacy for personal profit. He blatantly stole from his campaign and that he deceived donors into providing what they thought were contributions to his campaign, but were payments for his personal benefit.
He would be reimbursed by actual, campaign contributions. He would be reimbursed by his campaign fund, and then he would use that money for his own personal expenses, whether that be his rent, whether that be Botox treatments, whether that be using the subscription adult site OnlyFans.
Santos tweeted a response to the ethics report, calling it a disgusting, politicized smear. Later in the post, he says he will not be seeking re-election because, quote, his family deserves better than to be under the gun from the press all the time.
It's sort of the language of somebody who perhaps knows that their time is running out in Congress, I would say. This is a pretty scathing report, and there have been bipartisan calls for him to be expelled.
Congressman Anthony Despacito put out a statement which reads in part, "This fraudster has no place serving in the people's house." Fentanyl sprayed on pieces of legal paper was almost smuggled into Suffolk County Jail. Steve Langford has the story.
The demand for drugs inside a jail like the Suffolk County Correctional Facility may be limitless, lucrative, and even lethal.
When someone is able to potentially smuggle any type of drug inside of any side of correctional setting in the United States, it's worth far more than the regular street value.
Suffolk County authorities have charged 5 suspects with an alleged scheme to smuggle powerful and potentially deadly fentanyl into the jail in Riverhead at the direction, prosecutors say, of inmate Jazir Hamilton of Hauppauge.
The alleged plot to disguise the fentanyl was by secretly infusing the drug into 4 sheets of paper, was planned by Hamilton, and it was planned to be passed off through a third inmate and then introduced into the jail.
Prosecutors say these phony legal papers were sprayed with a mixture of water, acetone, and fentanyl, which can then be eaten.
It's just you break off a square of the paper and then you consume it. You just put it in your mouth and your saliva will activate the fentanyl on the paper and you'll get that high.
Authorities picked up on the alleged drug smuggling plot by monitoring the phone calls of suspected inmates. According to prosecutors, the plan involved having prisoner Hamilton's girlfriend deliver the pretend legal papers to him in jail through his attorney, who officials say was unaware of the alleged conspiracy.
So when one of the suspects entered this courthouse to drop off the so-called legal papers to the unsuspecting attorney, she was greeted here by deputy sheriffs who arrested her.
The 4 pages that were in her possession were submitted to the Suffolk County Crime Lab for testing, and the Suffolk County Crime Lab concluded that those documents contained fentanyl.
Just 2 milligrams of fentanyl, prosecutors say, is enough to kill you. Steve Langford for Newsday TV.
New state measures have been proposed to increase safety in limousines. The proposal includes requiring emergency tools on board and retiring stretch limos once they hit 350,000 miles. The bill comes after 2 crashes, one on Long Island in 2015 and another upstate. And a new high-tech building has opened its doors in Nassau Community College.
3, 2, 1.
It's designed to help students pursuing careers in science, technology, engineering, and math. The $31 million facility offers students a non-traditional way of learning.
It's really about the experience. So it's, giving the students, the responsibility, to learn from home, bringing back and practicing in the classroom, having the guidance, from the faculty. So yes, there is still lecture involved, but it's more of the hands-on experience.
Educators say this new center creates space for learning indoors, outdoors, and at home. And take a look. Look at all these turkeys. Suffolk County's first responders gave out hundreds of birds to Long Islanders in need.
We're going to sell 50,000 at Stu Leonard's, but That's not really exciting me as much as giving away $2,500, because when I go to bite into my turkey on Thanksgiving Day, I always think about the families that weren't able to have a turkey.
500 turkeys were given away from the Farmingdale Stu Leonards. This is the 44th annual Turkey Brigade. All right, let's take a look at your Long Island weather. It's going to be a gorgeous day tomorrow. Never mind tonight, it's going to be 45 degrees. It's going to be chilly, you know that. But take a look at tomorrow. We're talking 63 degrees for a high, 60s pretty much after 3. It's going to be gorgeous outside and mostly sunny skies too.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Home Tax Saver, PTRC Incorporated.
A special delivery in Suffolk County. A doctor at Huntington Hospital delivered a baby 33 years after delivering the baby's parents. Sherry Einhorn has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
He's so well behaved.
When we all put it together, we were like, are you kidding me? How is that even possible?
Just call it a family affair.
It is pretty wild.
Mom Kathleen, Dad Joe, and new baby Connor Brown were all delivered by the same doctor at the same hospital.
That's the first for me.
Head of OBGYN at Huntington Hospital, Dr. Mitchell Kramer, says in his 34 years of practice, he's delivered more than 6,000 babies, including Joe and Kathleen, 3 days apart back in December 1990.
Bringing in 2 generations of a family is pretty amazing. Can't ask for better than that. Their joy and happiness in this occasion was really palpable, and it was just a lot of fun.
There was a joke during Joe and Kathleen's wedding toast that wouldn't be the first night they spent together. They actually overlapped here in the nursery.
We knew each other in elementary school, middle school. I think we both shied away from each other, from the boy and girl scaredness, but we reconnected back when we were in college and home in Huntington and started dating there.
Connor, who was born on Sunday, November 5th, is doing well, getting lots of love and attention from his big brother Scott and big sister Megan.
It's just really special.
Yeah, he's got me.
It was a whirlwind homecoming for the Browns, who recently moved back to Huntington after being away while Joe was on active duty in the Navy for 10 years.
I feel like Huntington isn't a small town, but then when something like this happens, it feels, like a small town, which is nice.
In Huntington, I'm Sherry Einhorn for Newsday TV.
It's a cute story. Now, to read more about this story, go to Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
What's Up on Long Island is brought to you by PC Richard & Son.
All right, here's what's up on Long Island. Take the Brookhaven Polar Plunge Saturday morning at Cedar Beach in Mount Sinai. Donations will benefit Special Olympics New York. Or see Mike Del Judas at Paramount. The singer-songwriter who tours with Billy Joel performs with his band tomorrow in Huntington. Or why not check out Magic of Lights? The drive-thru takes you around paths with sparkling lights, holiday-themed displays, along with a Bigfoot monster truck and Barbie display. It's at Jones Beach State Park tomorrow through December 30th. Now for admission info and more events, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Get in the game with Newsday. The best team of sports reporters and columnists bring you in-depth analysis, behind-the-scenes stories, and news from inside the locker room. Get in the game when you subscribe to Newsday, your destination for total sports coverage at newsday.com/sports.
You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Ken Buffa. Thank you so much for joining us. We leave you now with a look at your 7-day forecast.